Okay. I just wanna double check if my screen is visible to everyone. Pwede po ba tayong mag-thumbs up kung nakikita ang aking screen? Ayan. Si Ma'am Susan, ayan. Kita na niya. Okay, ayan. So, visible na. Alright. So, so again, I am Dr. JE and I'll be your lecturer, no, and your online mentor for travel and tourism supervision. This is basically your second, no, after travel and tourism operations. No? So for this specific unit, we will be covering the following topics. So this course, the course description for this topic or for this module is we're going to cover the how we manage travel agencies as well as tour provisions and also staff performance. And one of the key important component of this module is the tour costing. Okay, so we're going to um tawag dito, we're going to put price and in a certain tour package no na ginawa ninyo or your travel itineraries na ginawa ninyo from travel and tourism operations. Okay, so the learning outcomes for this session are as follows. So at the end of our session, you will be able to manage, okay, a student will manage a travel agency, manage supervisions, guided tours, as well as the performance of your staff, okay? So we're going to focus on four different components here. So we're going to start with my first topic, which is dealing and managing tour arrangements with clients, mostly particularly for tour groups. So let's go first with the different concepts in travel and tourism supervision. Okay? So let's start first with the term tour program. Okay? Marami sa mga tourism graduates no, and even tourism students and even tourism graduates, they cannot uh, tawag dito, identify the difference between a program and a package. Okay? Kasi lagi itong napagbabaliktad or lagi itong napagpapalit. So when we talk about a tour program is usually an extended journey, usually taken for pleasure, visiting places of interest along the routes. So when we say tour program, this is basically the activity. Okay, the activity, the movement, and what do you call this? The activity, the movement, and the entire facilitation, no, of a certain tourism requirement. Okay, so ito yung pagbisita natin sa iba't ibang locations, ito yung um, tawag dito, pag-check-in natin sa hotel, ito yung paggamit natin ng aeroplano para po kapunta sa destination, paggamit ng mga transfer requirements like van or posters or coach, no, or yung mga tourist bus. Okay, and also the inclusion of some services like um, this foreign exchange, as well as yung tawag natin dito, travel insurances. Okay, that is basically part of the activities of a tour program. Okay, while if we're going to make a tour program and then give it a name and then attach a price on it, okay, it now becomes a tour package. Okay? A tour package is a pre-arranged, prepaid trip that combines two or more components, okay, of travel and tourism together so that it will be sold as one price. Okay? So in short, a tour program are when we say tour program, these are the activities, okay? The activities that we're doing. If we put a name tag on it and if we put a price tag on it, it becomes a tour package, okay? So the tour package is, it usually requires at least two or more components. Hindi pwedeng isa lang. There's no such thing as a package na isa lang yung component. Parang kumbaga sa restaurant, no? Hindi puwedeng tawaging value meal kung ang ino-offer mo lang ay yung burger. So, à la carte ang tawag natin do'n, 'di ba? So, para siya maging meal, dapat meron siyang burger, may fries, may drinks. So, gano'n din po sa konsepto ng travel and tours, no? So traveling tours, kailangan meron at least dalawa na magkasama, and the price will be and it will be priced as one. So let's say, for instance, um, pre-included hotels and sightseeing tours. Okay, so you have a provision for the guest to check in at the hotel, and at the same time to visit the city, okay, and go to different attractions in the city through a guided tour. When you combine those two activities together, it becomes tawag dito, a tour package. No? You combine them together and then you price them as one and you name it as one, it becomes a tour package. Okay, so it requires at least two or more components. Okay, so that is the meaning of tour package and tour products. Now, why tour packages are important in our industry? The tour packages are really important and they are basically integral part of our industry because they serve as number one, they serve as a promotional tool for the destination. Okay, so ginagamit po ang mga tour packages as a promotional tool, meaning, um, kung meron kayong bagong destination at gusto niyo magkaroon ng mga bisita diyan, obviously, you need to create a package. Okay? So, kasi wala namang pupunta diyan ng on their own lang. No? I mean, kung wala silang ibang purpose. So, let's say, for instance, um, uh, let's say, one good example is Homalig Island. Okay? Homalig Island in Quezon. Okay? Dadayuhin mo pa talaga siya. You really need to ride a bangka and then go to the island, no, and all of those things. Kung walang other purpose rather than leisure or maybe research, no, hindi siya dadayuhin ng mga turista. Okay? So there's a need for us to create a package. Kasi hassle din yun on the end of someone who wants to visit the destination kung individually bibilin pa niya or yung mga kinatawag natin mga DIY. Okay? Although right now, there is all tawag dito, it's also a trend, no? Especially with the Gen Z travelers na nakaka-experience din ngayon kung gaano kahirap ang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas, no, that we would rather go on tours and then we book and arrange all of our tour requirements, no? That's what we call as DIY travel. Pero yun nga lang, pag nag-DIY tayo, hindi tayo wala tayong garantiya or hindi natin garantisado na magiging smooth sailing lahat ng bagay-bagay. Kasi syempre, um, kumbaga parang ginawa lang natin yan out of, within our budget and then kung ano lang yung kaya lang din natin maintindihan about that concept of travel. So, iba pa rin kapag merong tour packages na ginagawa talaga ng tour operator. Kasi yung tour operators, we have spent years and even decades to study destinations and to make sure that your trip, no, will be as seamless as possible, as stress-free as possible. No? Yun nga lang, we really have to pay the premium also to the travel agents and tour operators who will be arranging your tour program. Okay. Another aspect, another importance of a tour package is that tour packages are used for tourism development. Okay. Um, More than tourism product development, it's basically a tourism strategy, okay? To create, tawag dito, more, to create destination awareness and also tawag dito, to make sure or ensure travel demands in a certain destination. Without tour operators offering you, hindi magkakaroon ng standard or hindi magkakaroon ng tawag dito na tourist demand dun sa isang destination, no? So yon, okay? And ayan, also for tawag dito, advertising purposes. Okay? That's the third one. Advertising purposes of a certain destination. Okay? So tour packages are the tangible advertisements. Okay? And even intangible, tawag dito. intangible um, components, no, ng experience ng isang guest. Okay? So, yan. Now, when we talk about tour packages, tour packages differ from one another. Okay? Hindi pwedeng pare-pareho ang packages na ino-offer ng, halimbawa, travel agency ko, tapos travel agency ni Juan de la Cruz. Okay? Hindi sa lahat ng bagay, pareho kami ng tour package. We may be offering the same Boracay tours, but we don't have the same um, hotel partner. We don't have the same transportation partner. We don't have the same travel insurance partners. Okay, so nag-iiba-iba rin siya. Okay? Now, when we're talking about oops, okay, when we're talking about the varieties of tour packages, it varies depending on number one, the type of client. Okay? Tour packages varies depending on uh, the needs of the client. So, iba ang tour package na ginagawa kapag mga students, no? Participants. So, let's say, for instance, your school will be doing, let's say, Manila City Tour. Okay? You'll be visiting here, you'll be visiting the NCR. Most of the time, yung mga itineraries na ginagawa namin and packages na ginagawa namin. Number one, consideration, pag student, syempre dapat kahit papano, friendly sa, I mean, the rates should be within the budget of the parents, no, and the students. Okay? Second, um, dahil yung tour ay pang-estudyante, so dapat educational yung component. So yung mga pupuntahang attractions, dapat merong added educational value. Okay, so let's say visiting museums, historical places, yan, cultural destinations, gastronomical destinations, anything that you will learn something, no, that's related within your industry, within your field, that's part of educational tours. Okay, so yon. At syempre kapag educational tours, mas marami yung tawag dito, yung mga attractions na nilalagay namin on a daily basis. Okay? Yung as in, papagurin namin kayo. Let's say, stop over dito, tapos after 30 minutes, after picture, lipat naman sa susunod. Tapos after nun, lipat na naman sa susunod na attraction. Okay? Bakit ganun yung structure? Na bakit maraming attractions na pinupuntahan? Apart from educating you about tawag dito, the destination, we also have to make the most out of that opportunity for you to visit all possible collections of attraction or the sites that there is in the province. Kasi, di ba, parang it would be different if you will be visiting it with your families, okay, and friends. So, iba yung structure talaga ng itinerary pag student. Iba rin ang structure ng itinerary kung, let's say, for instance, luxury tours. Okay? Let's say luxury tourists. For instance, we go to a certain segment like the honeymooners. Okay? Sa honeymooners, and then let's say the honeymooners usually they stay longer in the destination. Let's say 5 days to a week or even 2 weeks in the destination. So mas mahaba yung stay nila, pero mas konti yung attractions na pupuntahan. So most of the activities should be romantically inclined. So let's say for instance, tawag dito, exclusive dinner by the beach. No? Private dinner na merong tawag dito, nag-violin. Okay? So that can be arranged, no? And then, mas marami silang, kumbaga, mas marami silang time na magkasama sila as couple rather than dadalhin natin sila on different sites. Pero we still have to include a day wherein they can do island hopping activities or let's say, uh, tawag dito, pagsakay sa yate, no, mga ganyan. Okay, may diving activity silang dalawang mag-asawa, all of those things. Okay? So, very intimate yung kanilang requirements. And that's basically the type of tour packages that falls into the context of honeymooners. So, they get to visit the same destination, but there's a difference in terms of what they need. So, a different tour package would be availed by these two types of clients. Next, it depends on the budget. Okay? So, meron tayong mga budget-conscious travelers wherein hindi issue sa kanila kung kahit sa ang hotel mo sila ilagay o kahit dormitory lang, ang concern lang nila dapat mura. Okay? So, yun yung mga tipo ng mga turista na sasabihin nila na, hindi, okay lang, tutulugan lang naman yung hotel, diba? Yung mga ganong reasoning, okay? Medyo budget conscious yung mga ganong turista. Okay, okay lang din sa kanila, no? Pupunta sila, let's say, kunwari Hong Kong, pero naka Cebu Pacific, no? Di issue sa kanila na naka-low cost carrier sila. So, may mga ganong klase na clients, no? Compared to the others na, let's say, yung medyo luxurious naman yung kanilang atake, no? Mas marami silang budget. So, they would prefer first class seating. Okay? So, let's say pupunta ka ng Dubai, kailangan naka-Emirates first class pa. Okay? And then, um, they would rather stay in a villa, okay? Um, for how many nights, then they're willing to spend like 50,000 a night for their hotel rooms. May mga ganyan na clients, okay? It really depends on the type of budget. So, the itinerary also changes depending on the budget. Okay? Hindi natin pinagsisiksikan sa itinerary na mapuntahan lahat ng attractions kung budgeted yung traveler na. Okay? Then, we also have um, by the type of experience. Okay? So, magkaiba ang tour packages na ino-offer natin for regular visitors, let's say in Palawan, in Coron, Palawan. Okay? Bago sila pumunta sa Coron, Palawan para ma-enjoy or magbakasyon, no? Leisure traveling lang. Doon sa diving tourism activities. So, meron din tayong mga diving tourists, mga diving tourism participants. So, if they will be visiting Coron, Palawan, the focus is more on the dive sites lang. Okay? So, yung mga shipwrecks, di ba? Yung mga um, diving zones doon, yun talagang pupuntahan. So, sinaside trip na lang yung mga other attractions. Okay? So, it depends on the experience. Okay? Meron mga turista na pupunta ng Pampanga. Okay? Ang trip nila ay cultural tour. So, pupunta lang sila sa Pampanga, pupunta lang mga simbahan, ganyan. Okay? Bisita iglesia. Okay? And then, meron din naman mga pupunta ng Pampanga at ang trip naman nila ay gastronomical tourism. So, pupunta sila doon para kumain ng authentic na sisig, authentic na tawag dito, na lutong Kapampangan. Okay? Kasi nga masarap magluto ang mga Kapampangan. Okay? Then, the different durations also. Okay? So, there's a variety in terms of duration of tours. So, let's say for instance, meron tayong mga short haul trips. Short haul trips meaning ito yung mga overnight, and 3 days, 2 nights, 4 days, 3 nights. Yan. Okay? Yung mga may iksi lang. Okay? Yung um, they don't need to pack heavy talaga. Meron tayong mga, tawag dito, meron tayong mga long haul trips. Yung mga long haul trips, yan yung usually mga more than 2 weeks, okay, or month-long trip. Let's say you want to go to Europe. Okay? Siyempre, pag nag-Europe ka, mag-Europe trip ka, hindi pwedeng isang bansa lang. Di rin pwedeng 2 linggo lang. Okay? Because you really need to travel on different destinations. Okay? Yeah, so that's basically how it changes. The tour packages change depending on the duration. And lastly, it changes depending on the destination itself. May meron mga tourists na ang prefer nila would be domestic destinations. May mga tourists na ang prefer nila ay international destinations. Okay? Meron din na ang preference nila would be within the Asian region or outside the continent. Okay? Now, since we're talking about types of about tour packages and the varieties of tour packages, there are different types of tour packages. And according to the ASEAN MRATP or the ASEAN Mutual Recognition Arrangement for Tourism Professionals, ito po yung ating apat na types ng tour packages. Okay? So the first one is what we call as a ground arrangement. When we say ground arrangement, we are only arranging the transfers and the sightseeing. Meaning we're only booking the sorry, the the vehicle to be used within the destination, and also the attractions that they will be visiting in the destination. So usually it's like an excursion trip. Okay? Excursion packages. So yun yung mga ground arrangements natin. Okay? Kasama din dito yung mga konsepto ng hop-on, hop-off. Okay? Wherein, um, let's say in other countries, you just have to buy the pass and then you can just ride any buses and then they will be touring you around the city. And then you can just go down in a certain spot and then take pictures and then ride again that bus or another hop-on, hop-off bus. And then you will be taken to another destination. So they're just following certain routes. No? So, that's what we call as grand arrangement. So, tandaan sa grand arrangement, meron lang tong transfers and sightseeing tours. Okay? Land arrangement, on the other hand, when we talk about land arrangements, this includes the transfers, the sightseeing tours, and the hotel accommodation. Okay? So, sa land arrangements, may kasama na siyang kwarto. Okay? May kasama na siyang hotel room. So, hotel bookings. Okay? And then, kasama rin po yung vehicle na gagamitin to tour around the city or to tour around the destination. And then, the different attractions to be visited. Okay? Mga entrance fees sa mga attractions. Kasama po sa land arrangement. Ang isa pa pong tawag natin sa land arrangement ay free and easy. Okay? It's called the free and easy tour. Usually when you go to Travel Expo, right, I think, yeah, last weekend, nakakatapos lang ng ng Philippine Travel Mart dito sa SMX. And the usual thing na ino-offer ng mga tourist, na mga travel agents are either inclusive tour packages at saka free and easy tour packages. So free and easy, yun po yung land arrangements. So tandaan, let's say, halimbawa magbubook ka ng Hong Kong, okay? Let's say, um, nakita mo yung package ng Hong Kong free and easy, okay? Tapos sobrang mura, let's say parang 9,000 pesos lang. Okay? Obviously, wala pa pong airfare. Okay? So always remember, pag land arrangements, walang airfare yan. Okay? So it's just the accommodation, the transfers, and um, the visitation on the attractions. Okay? Then we have our inclusive tours. Okay? Inclusive tour packages, ito na yung kasama pati transportation from and to and from the destination. Okay? So I just want to clarify this to everybody. There's a difference between the cons when we're talking about travel and tourism, no? Para at least pareho tayo ng lengguwahe. Pag sinabi pong transport, bawa, di ba? Round trip transport. Pag sinabing transport, it means to say these are the vehicle and the method of bringing you from origin to the destination and back to origin. Okay? So let's say, pag sinabing round trip airfare, okay, that's actually a transport. Okay? Kasi you're taken from origin to destination and then back to origin. Okay? When we say transfers, okay, transfers are the vehicles and the method of bringing you within the destination. So meaning, halimbawa from airport, di ba, lumapag na yung aeroplano niyo kunwari sa Hong Kong. Pagdating niyo sa Hong Kong, may susundo sa inyong van. Dadaling kayo sa hotel. Ang tawag natin doon ay airport to hotel transfers. Okay? So, ang transfers po ay yung mga sasakyang ginagamit para maikot yung destination or used within the destination. That's transfers. Transport, origin to destination, and back to origin. Yun yung ginagamit niya. Okay? Para at least familiar kayo dun sa lengguwahe. Kasi madalas na pagbabaliktad din yung konsepto na to. Okay? Pag sinabi naman pong escorted inclusive, okay? Sa escorted inclusive, kasama po lahat na, okay? Airfare, pagkain, accommodation, tour guide, travel insurance, at activities, and all of those things. At meron siyang, pag sinabing escorted, meron siyang kasamang service ng tour coordinator. Okay? So usually yung malalaking grupo, let's say a group of 100 people or a group of 300 people who will be visiting a destination, okay? It requires coordinators. Okay? Pero kung maliliit na grupo, let's say group of 5, group of 10, pwede na yan sa inclusive tours. Kasi ito, may kasama pa rin tong tour guide. Yun nga lang, wala kayong coordinator na kasama. When you say coordinator, yun po yung member or yun po yung empleyado ng travel agency or ng tour operator na kasama nyo sa tour. Pero hindi niya po trabahong i-guide kayo. Ang trabaho po niya ay bantayan po kung maayos po yung pagkakalatag ng buong tour program. And siya rin po yung point person usually ng mga suppliers. Okay? Yeah. Yung tour guide, ang trabaho naman niya is to entertain you and to um, give information about the destination. Okay? Make the destination come alive with the different stories. Yun ang trabaho ng tour guide. Okay? So now, we go to the two classifications of tour packages. So a tour package may either be regular or ad hoc. When we say regular tour packages, these are tour packages that are available year round. Okay? These are the tour packages that are available year round. Meaning, um, kahit anong petsa ako mag-book, no? Available talaga yun sa tour operator. Okay? So, usually, ito yung mga common destinations. Let's say, Palawan, Cebu, Bohol, yan, may mga weekend tours sila, ganyan. So, available sa year-round at hindi nagbabago yung presyo. Usually, ang regular tour package, bread and butter yan ng mga travel agencies kasi um, tawag dito, hindi mo na kailangang i-customize, madali siyang ibenta. Okay? At parang kumbaga, para siyang commodified type of product. Okay, yun nga lang, ang downside ng regular tour package is, kung ako yung turista, hindi ko pwedeng i-modify. Okay? Hindi ako pwede mag-request na, pwede po bang palitan ko yung, ano, yung travel time sa aeroplano, o kaya ayoko dun sa hotel na yan, pwedeng dito ako ilagay. Most likely, magno-no sa'yo yung operator. Kasi, sa regular tour package, naka-fix na po kung sinong suppliers ang gagamitin. Otherwise, kung gusto mong magpalit-palit, no, or mag-revise, let's say, ayaw mo to sa day 1, gusto mo to sa day 2 ng tour mo, ang tawag po natin doon, ang kailangan niyo pong i-book ay ad hoc tour package. Ad hoc meaning for the purpose of. Okay, so this is what we call as a customized tour package. Okay, so depende sa trip ng turista. Okay, so kung anong trip niyang gawin, yun ang susundin ng tour operator. And then, this is usually a personalized type of tour. So, it takes time, no, for us to curate, no? Parang ano yun eh, parang painting yan. So, we have to curate, we have to create, no, something personal for you. So, it will really take time. Okay, rather than regular tour package, so pwede mo agad ibenta. Okay? Yung ad hoc, hindi ganun kabilis yun. So, it would take you days or even weeks to craft and curate a certain tour package, no, na mag-fit din sa requirement ng client. Kaya, usually, mas mahal to kumpara dito. Okay? So, that's the difference between the classifications of tour packages. Now, what are the different components of a tour package? So, a tour package may contain multiple products and services. So, this might include accommodation, meals. Okay, these are self-explanatory. Transfers and transports, like what I have told you earlier. Okay, entrance to attractions, like let's say wildlife parks, theme parks, national parks, and even museums. Okay, tour guiding services. Okay, tour guiding services may either be local tour guides or um, tawag dito, company-based tour guides. When you say company-based tour guides, ito yung mga tour guides na private, uh, tawag dito, privately hired ng mga travel agents or tour operator, and they're working on a certain travel agency. So, they have a more controlled narrative compared to those who are local guides. Kasi local guides, they work as freelancers, most of them. Okay? So yun. Then we also have tickets to entertainment, events, and adventure activities. So just in case, so let's say you will be visiting, just like what we had last weekend with my me and my wife visited Soler. Okay, um, there are different groups of foreigners who visited Soler also during that time for a certain musical play. We've watched Dear Evan Hansen, and there's a group of tourists who also joined us, when we watched that musical play. So that's an example of a tour package that also includes, tickets to concerts or tickets to other entertainment components. Venue and equipment hires, especially if you are arranging a package for meetings, incentives, and even conventions and exhibitions. Okay. Um, we also include, let's say, we organize an event and then um, tawag nito, um, sa amin na rin yung pagrenta ng mga equipments at saka venue. I'll give you an example of this one. Actually, yeah, 2 weeks ago, me and my wife closed a certain uh, event, an event deal with an Australian accounting firm. So they will be visiting here in the Philippines and they will be having their year-end party here in the Philippines. So we are the ones who's organizing their tickets, their hotel accommodation, as well as the venue and the program, okay, for their year-end party. Okay, so we're talking of 100 Australian nationals who will be visiting the Philippines this coming November. Okay, so we're the ones arranging all of those things, no? Pati yung kung sino yung host, yung program flow, yung pagkain nila, yung refreshments nila, and all of those things. Okay, so that's part of the package. So we package everything from their airfare to the hotels and all of those activities. Okay, yeah, meetings, incentives, functions, and conferences. Okay, now in order for us to identify what the client really wants, we need to understand the different segments or the different needs and wants of our clients depending on the segments. Now, um, every client has its own needs, wants, and expectations. So when we say needs, these are most likely the imperatives. Okay? Kumbaga, pag sinabi niya na, gusto kong pumunta ng Hong Kong, pero gusto ko may Disneyland. Gusto kong pumunta ng Hong Kong, pero dapat kasama sa tour yung Disneyland. Okay? So, need yun. Okay? Hindi siya want. Okay? Pero pag sinabi niya na gusto kong pumunta sa Hong Kong na dapat may Disneyland at willing ako magbayad ng mas malaki para makapag-check-in tayo doon sa hotel na malapit sa Disneyland. That's actually a want or a wish. Okay? So, when you say wants or wishes, it goes beyond the imperatives. No, there's an added value that a client uh, would be willing to shell off in order for them to experience a better experience compared to other types of tourists. Okay, I'll give you an instance. I have hosted a European client way back in 2013 when I'm still a hotelier. Okay. This European client um, needs tawag dito, a certain private tour in an island, no? A specific island in Cebu. Okay? Hindi ko na lang papangalanan din po. Okay? And then the client actually told me na I know you're not arranging any of this. This is not part of your job because you're from the hotel, but can you at least help me find an operator who can give me a private tour in this island? Okay? So, I asked a good friend of mine who's doing tour operations, and that uh, friend, no, sabi niya, sige, kaya natin to. I can arrange a private helicopter tour papunta dun sa island for this cost. And then the European said, yan lang yung babayaran ko. Parang technically ang laki ng we're already talking about 300, 400,000 pesos. And then it's just him and, a coordinator. So, willing siya mag-spend ng gano'ng kalaking pera. Okay? Luckily, my hotel, yung hotel ko dati, way back in 2013, no, meron kami sariling helipad sa taas. So, doon, doon siya sumakay. Tapos, dinala siya doon sa isla na yan. They paid like around 400,000 pesos. And then, syempre, as I'm no longer part of that transaction. But then again, you can actually tell, or you can actually, if you have a good relationship with the the tour operator, you can actually tell them na, uy, bigyan mo naman ako ng commission. Okay? And then, yan. Actually, ako hindi ko na tinanong. Binigyan na lang nila ako ng commission. The usual practice is a 5% commission. Okay? Yan. Hindi po yan, hindi po yan masama. I mean, it's not a bad thing to do, like what you are actually hearing from the flood control projects that we have right now, all of those issues. Na yun talaga kickback ang tawag doon. Kasi parang it's meant for these people to, to charge heavily so that they can get more from other people's money. But sa travel and tour business po, usually meron talagang commissions. Okay? Naglalagay po tayo ng leeway ng commissions. Later, pagdating natin sa costing, makikita ninyo yung kung paano pina-plot out yung commission sa package. Okay? So, yun po. Then, lastly, we have expectations. Expectations are, the mental pictures that are being created. So, kung halimbawa pupunta ako ng, let's say, I will be I'll be staying in Okada, Manila. So, naka-mental picture na agad sa akin yung itsura ng Okada. Na parang, maganda to, malaki yung kwarto, automatic yung mga rooms and all. So, when I get to check in at my room, at ganun yung na-experience ko, na-meet niya yung expectation ko, in the context of expectation confirmation theory, mas nasa-satisfy yung client. Diba? So, that is also the same thing if halimbawa ang taas na expectations mo, tapos yung dumating, hindi naman talaga pasok. Parang expectation versus reality. No? So, mas nadi-disappoint tayo. Okay? So, yun. Now, some generic needs. Okay? Particularly when we're talking about clients, who are availing tour packages. Number one, definitely, is the value for money. Okay? Gusto natin sulit. Okay? Kahit anong lahi mo, kahit anong estado mo sa buhay, kahit anong yaman mo sigurong tao, kahit isa ka sa mga anak ng mga nepo babies. I mean, isa ka sa mga nepo babies, no? You would still look for value in terms of the money that you're actually spending. So let's say, for instance, let's say, I spent 500,000 pesos for a private tour in Amanpulo. Okay? And then, the helicopter driver, the helicopter pilot, okay, is very disrespectful. Okay? Pagdating ko sa isla, wala akong welcoming committee, wala man lang nagsuot ng lei sa akin. Hindi man lang ako treated na parang hari on that day. No, I spent 500,000 pesos. Siyempre, di ba, parang sabihin mo, ano ba yan, nagsayang ba ako ng pera? And then you get disappointed. No? So, um, always be reminded that whenever a customer spends 10,000 pesos, the value that they are actually looking at is greater than 10,000. Okay? So meaning, laging ganun ang thinking natin. No? Pag tayo ay nasa service industry. If they spend 5,000 pesos, they want services and products that are actually higher than the money that they spend. Okay? Yun yung common notion ng mga tao. That's why we really have to surprise our clients, and we have to make sure that our clients are always getting that specific value for money. Okay, second, offerings should reflect what is being advertised. Okay? Ayaw nating matawag na company that has a lot of false advertisements. Okay? Yung mga tipong I remember way back in um early, I'm sorry, late 2000s, no? Early 2000s and late 2000s pala. Sorry. Yeah. Cebu Pacific was under fire because of their piece of air. Okay, a lot of people were confused about how piece of air works because they're trying to book piece of air on the website, but then after some steps, it becomes 1,200, 900 okay, during that time. So, hindi siya totoong piso. Kumbaga, no? Pero, ang defense ng Cebu Pacific is that it's actually a real 1 peso fare, but it does not include any of the taxes and surcharges, okay, and the web admin fee that they need to pay during that time. So, lead piso lang talaga yung pamasahe, pero yung other charges nandun sa ibang mga fees. Okay? So, yun yung dumadagdag. Okay? However, it was not clearly disclosed in their advertisements. Kaya sa Consumer Protection Act natin ngayon, okay, and even in the, it was also supported in the Air Passenger Bill of Rights, okay, which was released by the Department of Transportation and the Department of Tourism, okay, a joint memorandum order that they have released, is that um, all of the advertisements should include all of the information, no? Na kailangan malaman ng kliyente. Okay? Although ngayon, naka-include naman talaga siya, pero naka-asterisk, tapos sobrang liit sa baba, naka-fine print, no? So, kung masipag ka magbasa, then good for you. Pero pag tamad ka magbasa, hindi mo na rin papansinin. So, isa ka ulit sa mga mabibiktima ng somehow false advertising. But they're not doing false advertising. Okay? Another one is expectations, no? Should be should be able to uh, be met and exceeded, no? We go beyond what is being perceived by the client in the destination and for our tour packages. Okay, and then we also look at friendly service. Yeah, yeah, isa sa mga needs yan. Siyempre, we don't want to go to destinations na napakasuplado ng mga locals. Okay? Um, Hindi naman sa pag-aano 'no, pero may mga Asian countries na, we are actually expecting them to be more hospitable pero hindi, okay? Um, Philippines, I'm so sorry for this 'no, particularly for since you guys are the future tourism and hospitality professionals 'no, I always get to notice this because when we go to a certain restaurant, okay, when we go to a certain restaurant, um, yung mga Filipino waiters, 'di ba? Instead na pagka-serve ng pagkain sa'yo, hindi ka na halos papansinin, 'di ba? Susunod ka nilang papansinin kapag bumabayad, okay? But in other countries, let's say in the US, in the US alone, when you eat out, no, sa mga kahit anong fast food restaurant or even fine dining restaurant, once they serve the food, they will go back to you after 10 or 15 minutes and ask you, how's the food? No? Check on you. They're going to check on you, what anything that you need, all of those things, no? Sa Pinas walang gano'n, no? Hindi ka pa titingnan, iiwasan pa yung titing mo, no? Para hindi kayo magkatinginan kasi mauutusan sila. So, um, uh, it's really sad, no? I just have to tell this story because I get to notice this kasi ang lala na ng problema natin pagdating sa hospitality industry. Kasi kahit anong mabuhay natin diyan, kung hindi rin naman nai-imbibe ng mga kabataan, no, yung spirit of hospitality, medyo bumababa yung ating level. Okay? We still need to give that friendly service and that hospitable service to our tourists, no? Syempre, we book tour packages that are safe. Okay? The destination should be safe. We don't need to bring them to provinces na mayroong red alert. Okay? Syempre, doon tayo sa, alam natin magiging safe sila. Or, bring them to adventure activities na hindi naman nagmamatch sa market segment na yun. Halimbawa, senior citizens, tapos dadalhin mo sa may mga zip lang. 'Di ba? See, obviously, they won't enjoy it, no? Especially kung ito talaga yung level na uugod-ugod na matatanda, 'di ba? Pero yung mga Zumba ladies, 'di ba? Yung mga ano natin, mga nanay-nanay natin na mahilig mag-Zumba sa ano, sa mga court, 'di ba? Tapos ano yan market segment 'yon, yung mga Zumba ladies yan, nagtutour yung mga yan. 'Di ba? Yan, mga go-getter yan, pwede mo dalhin yan sa mga adventure type of destinations. But, meron siyempre limitations. Hindi naman yung super extreme, no, ng mga parasailing, 'di ba? Or banana boat, ganyan. Although kaya nung iba, pero hindi lahat sila. Okay? So technically, hindi lahat mag-enjoy and at the same time, hindi lahat feeling safe dun sa attraction na yun. Okay? Yun. Then we also have to deal with um, tour packages and tour components that deals with the clients in prompt and courteous manner. Okay? Respectful, and at the same time, mabilis kumilos. Okay? Um, Ako usually when I select hotels, okay, isa sa mga tinitingnan ko sa mga hotels na nagamitin ko for tour package is ito bang hotel na to ay pag nag-request ako ng towels, kayang ibigay sa akin within a certain span of minutes. Okay? Ako usually binibilangan ako 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Okay? Kailangan dumating sa akin yung request ko. So usually, halimbawa, bago ko siya isama sa tour package, nag-check-in talaga ako dun sa mga hotels. No? And then I get to try their services. And then I am actually studying their operations. Kasi syempre, di ba, ayaw naman natin mapahiya sa client natin. And especially if you're handling corporate clients, no? Just like me, I'm handling, yan, mga Australian accounting firm, meron ako mga clients coming from the medical field and all of those things. Talagang, they want fast-paced services, prompt services. Okay? ah Ayoko pumili ng hotel na masa-sacrifice yung ganung part. Kasi syempre, yung kasiraan ng hotel, kasiraan ng buong tour package ko. Okay? So, damay tayo lagi. So, pag pumalpak yung isa nating supplier, palpak na tayo in general. Okay? So, always be mindful about that. Okay? Then, ayan. Tawag dito, to receive assistance when necessary, obviously, no? Kung may kailangan, dapat nandiyan palagi. To be in a comfortable and clean surroundings, no? We have to make sure that let's say, you're hosting VIP clients, okay? Dapat yung hotel na paglalagyan natin, yung malayo naman sa mga, alam mo yun, yung mga crime spots, okay? Hot spots. O kaya spots for red light districts, yung mga kilala for prostitution and all of those things. Ilayo naman natin sila doon. Delikado rin. Okay? Gusto nila syempre malinis, clean, and then safe environment. And then also, um, tour packages should be remarkable. They need to be remembered and recognized. Okay? In the tour package, we need to have tour packages that kapag sinabi mo na last year pumunta tayo ng Hong Kong, oo, nung nag-check-in tayo sa ganito. Oo, nung kumain tayo sa ganyan. Okay? So, it's basically a component, no, of a certain need for tourists. And the last one is they need to be heard and understood. Okay? We want to hire tour guides for a tour package that is keen and earnest to hear the concerns of every tourist and respond to it promptly. Okay? Ayaw din naman natin ng mga tour guides na yung mga tipong, talaga po ma'am, okay po. Yung parang walang rapport, hindi nabubuo yung rapport o hindi nabubuo yung relationship doon sa tour. So, dapat yung tour guide na kinukuha rin natin dito, yung someone who can create relationship, no? Professional relationship with our clients. Okay? Yeah. So, like what I said, there are different needs, and those needs are dependent on the type of the target market. So, either they are business travelers or corporate travelers, women in tourism. Okay, marami na po tayong ganyan, no? Especially in in European and Western travelers. Meron tayong mga female backpackers who are visiting Asian countries, no, on their own. They just have their backpacks with them, and then they sometimes they travel in groups na lahat sila puro babae. Okay? And this is a good market to focus on as well. Kasi apart from travel and sightseeing requirements, meron silang shopping components. Okay? At saka nightlife components. So talagang nagdadala ng napakaraming pera sa isang bansa. Okay? Then, we also have family tourists. Family tourists, syempre, it depends. Lagi ito yung very diverse type of, dapat dito, diverse din yung type ng tour package mo. Kasi kailangan nami-meet yung gusto ng tatay, yung gusto ng nanay, at yung gusto ng mga anak. Syempre yung tatay, ang gusto niya pag nasa destination siya, yung safe yung family niya, di ba? O, at saka nakakapag-relax siya. Yung nanay naman gusto mag-shopping. Yung mga anak gusto pumunta sa mga amusement park. So magkakaiba sila ng needs. Okay? So dapat lahat yun napufulfill. Okay? Leisure tourists as well as elderly tourists or yung mga tinatawag natin geriatric tourists, no? Yung mga senior citizen natin. Okay? Tandaan natin mga senior citizen market, isa rin po yan sa napaka-lucrative na type ng clients, no? Kasi sila po ay maraming pera. Especially yung mga pensionado, no? Let's not compare it to the Filipino pensioners. We're talking about foreign pensioners, no? Yung mga Americans, Europeans, malaki talaga pera nila. Yun nga lang, kailangan ang tours nila medyo slow pace. Okay? Hindi mo sila pwedeng biglain, hindi sila pwedeng madaliin, di ba? Unless otherwise, willing ka mag-sacrifice ng kikitain mo for the medical expenses ng kliyente. And then, syempre, others. Okay? So yeah, their clients need obviously quiet time, free time, personal enjoyment of the sites, as well as adequate rest time, up close and personal opportunities, especially kung halimbawa may mga concerts, no? If you are handling clients who are visiting, let's say, one good example siguro, Eras Tour, no? Ni Taylor Swift. If you can organize, let's say, a backstage pass, then that would be great, no? I believe yung Lady Gaga concert pa yung Monster Ball last time, may mga ganong packages sa in-offer na merong all access, no? Yan, yung mga all access pass. So, kasama siya sa tour package. So, you book the Singapore tours as well as the concert requirements of the tour. Okay? And then we also have yung mga access to special off-limits area, you know, for other tours. Yung mga exclusive type of tours. So, one good example of this is for my dissertation, for my doctoral research, um, the tour operator that I get to talk to in Europe, no, one specific tour operator in Europe who's doing luxury tour programs. There is actually a part of the tour wherein they visit a certain castle, and they will be having a dinner, no, with the Duke and the Duchess of that castle. Okay, it's a private dinner with the Duke and the Duchess. So ano yun, kumbaga parang added value. Okay? Dun sa tour program. Off limits yun sa usual type of tours. Siyempre yung mga willing lang magbayad at kaya lang din. At yung gusto lang din na makasama nung Duque at nung Duchess doon sa castle. Okay? So, kumbaga, may mga special requirements na. Then, syempre, special photo opportunities with animals. Let's say you go to Bohol, syempre, hindi pwedeng wala kang picture kasama yung tarsier. Diba? So, or if you will be visiting Hong Kong Disneyland, hindi pwedeng wala kang picture dun sa likod na ang backdrop mo yung castle or wala kang picture kasama si Mickey Mouse or other mascots na meron doon. So, dapat meron kang picture doon, di ba? That's a proof that you have visited. So, that's actually a need. Okay? So, that's basically the first topic. We now move to my second topic which is the identifying product information. So, where do we get product information? Okay? So, when we're trying to create a tour package, these are the different information that you need to know and that you need to research. Okay? So we'll divide this in different categories, like the destination information, which has, you know, the destination, the general destination information, gano'n siya kalayo, saan siya located na continent, anong time zone niya, yung safety components niya, anong language siya sinasalita dito, If you have the maps and travel guides, what are the different events that are being done in the destination, as well as the government information. Okay, so it's very important that we also know the structure, no, the geopolitical structure of the destination. Okay, and then you basically narrow it down to your local community information, okay, which focuses now on, let's say, in Tokyo. Okay, what are the different local attractions in Tokyo? Shopping centers like Don Quixote, okay, events and festivals that are being done, what time of the year ginagawa siya, saan yung mga restaurants and eateries, nasaan yung mga supermarkets nila, local transportation, gumagamit ba sila ng subway, gumagamit ba sila ng MRT, gumagamit ba sila ng, or lahat doon ay rent-a-car service, no? Yan. Activities as well as place of worship. Okay? And then, for accommodation, syempre, ito yung mga details na kailangan natin. Obviously, we need the booking and the stay requirements of the client. Kailan sila mag-check-in, mag-check-out, ilang gabi sila sa location, anong hotel ang gagamitin, anong star rating ng hotel, anong klase ng kwarto ang gagamitin for their bookings. Okay? And then, for amenities, obviously, we also have to look at this one, no? What are the different services and provisions that is needed by the tourist? Let's say toilet blocks, water and electricity, obviously, F&B outlets or restaurants, medical services, banks and post office. Syempre, lalo na kapag nasa ibang bansa ka, you should always, kami, no, kami ng asawa ko, no, we always book hotels that are near, either banks or ATM machine, yung mga ATM na ATM stations. Kasi syempre, pag worst comes to worst na hindi gumana ang credit card mo, kailangan mo ng hard cash. So, automatic, mapapa-withdraw ka talaga. Okay? So, yon. Then, syempre, general safety facilities like fire, police station, and all of those things. Entertainment venues as well as sporting and shopping venues. For airlines, okay, if you will be booking an airline requirement for your clients, you should need all of these details. Okay, so name of the airline, obviously the airport code, airline code, city codes, flight numbers, the schedule of the flights, what is their ETA and ETD, their routings, is it one way, round trip, circle trip, open jaw, or round the world trip, no? Code sharing, normal fares. If we're going to ask for discounted fares, what will be the provisions and the limitations of a discounted fare? Fares for unaccompanied children or unaccompanied minor, promotional fares, and even taxes. And also, syempre, kung may stopover, mileage restrictions, and all of those things. For car hire services dito sa Philippines, meron naman na tayo niyan. It's either chauffeur-driven or self-driven car hire, no? Rent a car. Pag sinabing chauffeur-driven, meron kang driver na kasama. So kasama sa babayaran mo pati yung driver on a daily basis. Meron din namang self-driven cars, yung ikaw yung kukuha ng sasakyan, tapos drive mo siya at ibabalik mo rin siya sa depot. Okay? Sa ibang bansa, ganyan usually yung ginagawa namin. No? So let's say, if you go to the US, you can get a rent-a-car service, let's say Avis or Hertz or Dollar. Okay? Kukunin mo sa kunwari, halimbawa, sa, ano kami, sa Chicago. Okay? And then, I know, Chicago. Kunwari sa New York tuloy, sa, Washington, D.C. Okay? So, from Washington, D.C., gumawa kami ng Avis, tapos drop off namin yung service na yon sa, let's say, sa Maryland. Okay? So, sa Ocean City, Maryland. So, doon namin drop off yung kotse. So, possible po yun. No? May mga ganong services po sa ibang bansa. Sa Philippines, wala pa masyado. Meron naman na, pero very little to very minimal pa lang. Mostly dito lang sa Metro Manila yung mga services ng car hires. Okay? Hindi po kasama dito yung mga TNVS, yung mga Grab, yan. Iba po yung klase nila. No, sa car hires kasi, it's either chauffeur-driven or self-driven cars. Okay? Cruises, no? Ito yung isa sa mga pinakamadaling klase ng tours, no? Na ginagawa natin because It just focuses mainly on, i-embark mo yung pasahero sa cruise at bahala na silang mag-enjoy doon sa barko. After nun, susunduin mo na lang sila pagbaba. Although matrabaho po ang preparations nito because you need to communicate all of these things to the client. Okay? Their embarkation dates and time, their disembarkation, port of calls, okay? So kung saan sila pupunta ng mga isla, okay? Mga shore excursion na kailangan gawin and all of those things. Transfers, obviously, that's part of the tours also, no? Yung mga pagsundo sa airport papuntang hotel, from hotel going to a destination, from hotel going to a museum, and then all of those things. You need to coordinate their pick-up and drop-off time, okay? Sino yung driver, anong plate number, and all of those things. Special request kung kailangan ng wheelchair and all. Then rails, okay? Especially if you're be visiting Japan, may mga passes dyan, di ba? So, parang sa ano rin, Hong Kong, may octopus. No? Yung octopus is yung ticket nila. No? Yung parang it's a pass that you can use on all transportation. Not just in rail, but also in, tawag dito, uh, tawag doon, yung kanilang train sa, ano, ayan, rail at saka yung monorail. May monorail nga pa sa link. Yan, mga ganyang structures, no? Yan. So, sa Japan, meron din yung Shinkansen, no? May daily pass doon. Daily pass, weekly pass. Okay? Sa US, Amtrak. Okay? So, there. Next, we go now with the third topic, which is managing the arrangements, no, for visitors, depending on their preferences. So, like what I've said, tour packages varies depending on duration, the destination, like even the category of accommodation. Okay, so there are guests who would like to stay on a five-star hotel. There are guests who would stay on a budget hotel like two-star or three-star. Or some would prefer resort type, no, accommodation. Some would choose na, ay, ayoko, tipid lang ako, dormitory, okay na ako, hostel, okay na ako, or capsule hotels, no? Yeah. So we also have meal plans. So meal plans, obviously, where we have full board, half board, and breakfast only plans. Okay, when we say full board meals, that includes breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Okay, and then half board is breakfast and lunch, no dinner, or breakfast and dinner, no lunch. Okay. Then we also have breakfast only. Okay. Or what we call as continental plans. Okay. So, yun yung mga types of plans na meron tayo, no, or meal plan na meron tayo. Then we also have the mode and class of transportation. They're going to use, when you say mode, it's air, water, and land transportation. Yun lang naman ang modes. No? When you say classes, ito yung first class, business class, economy class. Okay? Obviously, the first class is more expensive than the business class. The business class is more expensive than the economy class. Okay? Now, in operating a tour, you need to follow all of these nine steps. No? The first one is the tour planning. Okay, so we get to ask what are the things that they need. Okay, explore what are the different um, destinations that they want to visit, what type of services that they want to have in the destination. And then once we have gathered everything, we create the itinerary. The itinerary is the chronology of events that will happen in a destination. Okay? Pag bumisita po yung ating mga tourists. Okay? Then, contracting rates. For a while lang po ah. 3 years. Excuse me guys, medyo maingay lang. Please close the door. Okay, sorry. Medyo maingay. Ayan, okay na. So, moving forward, cost, yan, contracting rates, meaning we are going to, tawag dito, okay, so, contracting rates, we are going to go to our suppliers, no? Talk to our suppliers and ask for special rates for our tours, no? So what we usually do kasi, it's important that we have good relationship with the suppliers kasi it really depends kung anong klase ng relasyon ang meron kayo dun sa supplier na yun, kung gaano kababang discount ang pwede nilang ibigay. Eh, parang sa palengke lang yan, di ba? Pag tinawag kang suki, ibig sabihin talagang kaya niya magbagsak presyo sa'yo, no? Pero pag tinawag ka lang niyang ganda o kaya pogi, mahal pa ang kaya niyang, mahal pa yung kaya niyang ibenta sa'yo na package, bawa, isda, no? Yung per kilo na medyo mahal pa yun kasi tinatawag kang pogi ganda. Doon ka pala makipagtawaran. Pero kapag tinawag ka niya ng suki, obviously, doon na kayo diretso sa pinag-uusapan yung presyo. 'Di ba? Ganun din po sa travel and tours, no? Sa travel and tour operations, pag suki ka na ng isang hotel, yung the usual, pwede mo rin sabihin sa kanya na, magbubook ako ng 5 kwarto, the usual rate ha, huwag mong babaguhin. Go. Get mo na yun, no? So that's contracting rates. Okay? Then, syempre, after yung contract the rates, bubuin mo na yung costing at saka pricing, which is gagawin natin mamaya. And then, pag nabuo mo na yung final price, i-quote mo na yun sa client. Yun na, ipipresent mo na sa client yung proposal mo. Ito yung activities, ito yung inclusions, ito yung price. Okay? When you present proposals, you do not present the price first. Okay? Take note of this. This is um, a basic sales and marketing approach. No? It's a basic sales approach na kapag gumagawa kayo kahit sa ang produkto, sa travel agency, sa hotel, o kahit sa sarili ninyong negosyo, no? Ba kung kayo ay merong tawag dito, nagtitinda kayo ng let's say lutong bahay, ganyan. Huwag muna kayo mag-present ng presyo. Okay? Bakit? Kasi pag na-present mo agad yung presyo, na-turn off agad yung client. Or, di ba na-turn off? Pero um, confused sila kung anong components ng price. So, it is still best for us to educate them. Okay? So, by educating, I mean, you're going to tell them, ito po yung package natin, ito po yung kasama, ito po yung gagawin natin. So, it now creates a mental picture. No? Na, ito pala yung mga gagawin namin, ganito. So, habang marami kang sinasabi, pagdating sa dulo, ito lang po yung babayaran ninyo. So, magmumukha siyang parang mura kasi ang dami yung gagawin or ang dami yung inclusions bago mo i-introduce yung price. It's a way to psychologically massage no the emotions as well as the buying power of a client. So it helps now in terms of kumbaga conditioning them na ang dami natin gagawin tapos ang mura lang ng babayaran mo. Pero well in fact mahal pa rin naman talaga siya, no? Kasi pag inuna mo yung price, hindi mo na kayang masahihin yung kliyente. Diba? Sabihin, ang mahal naman yan, wala bang tawad? Tatawad agad yan. So when you're presenting your proposal, always make sure that the price is at the end. Okay? It's not at the beginning. Okay? So you have to bombard them with the services first and then tsaka mo ida-drop yung bomba sa dulo. Okay? Which is the price. Okay? So that makes it more tawag dito, cushioned. Okay? Then, reservation and confirmation. So once the client says, yes, it's good to go, let's now go with it. So that's the time that you call your suppliers na, okay, na-confirm na to, bubuk na namin siya. Okay? Then, after that, we bill, sorry, baliktad to, billing and accounting muna. Pambayarin mo yung kliyente, syempre. Kasi wala kang ibabayad sa supplier mo kung hindi ba nagbabayad yung kliyente. Okay, so once you get that, ihiwalay mo na syempre yung revenue mo dun sa expenses mo sa client. And then sa supplier. And then field operations, meaning this is the actual tour. Okay? So ito na yung pagsundo mo sa kliyente, paghatid sa hotel, paghatid sa mga attractions, and all of those things. It's the meat of the entire operations. And then the last one, syempre, at the end of the tour, there should be a post-tour evaluation. You have to ask your clients what are the things that they like, what are the things that they don't like about the tour, what are the things that we need to improve, and what are the things that we need to be recognized, okay, in terms of our tour packages. Okay. So, like what I've said, in terms of tour planning, you have to know different components or different um, information from the client, like their profile, sino ba sila, okay? Taga saan sila, mayaman ba to, di ba? Class A ba to, class B, class C type of client, okay? Um, tawag dito, saan ang gusto nilang puntahan, gaano sila katagal doon, yan. Mga basic questions lang. No? Then sa itinerary, we develop it, no, because it's the schedule of activities. There are three types of itinerary that we need to develop, and each itinerary has its own purpose. So when we talk about the skeletal itinerary, it's basically an overview. Okay? It is the overview itinerary, meaning it is used for marketing and promotion purposes, especially for type marketing contents, yung mga brochure o kaya mga Facebook posts or PubMats. Yan, hindi naman natin hina-highlight ng todo yung activity. So, ano lang siya, hindi siya detailed. Yung baga, overview lang. Skeletal itinerary po siya. Yung mas detalyado, ang tawag natin dito ay technical itinerary. Okay, the technical itinerary serves as a communication tool between the tour operator and the suppliers. So this type of itinerary, hindi po ito binibigay sa kliyente. Hindi po ito hawak ng kliyente. Hawak po ito dapat ng supplier. Let's say, ako, yung tour operator, tapos si hotel, nakapartner ko. So, pag tinignan ni hotel na, November 5, oo nga, tama, check-in po sila ng ganitong araw, ganitong oras. Ayan. 5:30 po, magpapahinga po sa hotel yan. So, darating sila doon. So, alam na nila kung kailan sila magsaserve, no? Kung kailan sila magpe-prepare. So, yun yung purpose ng technical itinerary. Eh, ano, Doc, yung hawak ng client? Ang hawak ng client ay tinatawag natin descriptive itinerary. Ang descriptive itinerary ay parang isang kwento. Okay? Narrative siya ng pupuntahan. So, kung mapapansin niyo, you're going to use different adjectives, no? Positive words. Okay? You have to describe the activity. Okay? So, para make your way to the airport and we meet at NAIA Airport Terminal 1 as a group. Okay? Diba? You will be welcomed with the heat and hustle of Thailand's culture, blah, blah, blah. So, meron siyang kwento. Okay? Ito kasi, kaya hindi tayo nagbibigay ng detailed itinerary ng technical itinerary sa client. Kasi if we give this kind of itinerary at na-miss out natin yung oras, magiging cause of concern pa yun ng client na, dapat by this time nandun pala tayo, late tayo sa itinerary natin. Eh kung ganito, walang oras-oras, di ba? Isa lang yung oras na nakita nila, 10 a.m. After nun, tuloy-tuloy na, di ba? Wala sila magiging cause of concern pagdating sa timing ng inyong activities. Okay? At hindi rin sila magiging time conscious. Take note, kapag binigyan mo ng itinerary ang kliyente na may mga oras, mas nagiging time conscious sila. So, mas natatakot sila mag-fail doon sa klase, doon sa schedule. Na, ano ba yan, na-delay tayo, ganyan. Kailangan bilisan natin yung ibang activity. Imbis na mag-enjoy, mas nape-pressure silang tapusin yung run for the day. Eh kung ganito yung itinerary, less pressure sa kanila yan. Di ba? Parang, okay, pupunta tayo dito, dito, dito. Ilang oras? Ay, bahala na. Basta within the entire day, walang problema. Di ba? So, less hassle. Pag descriptive. Yan. This is used to, tawag dito, communicate with our tourists. Okay? Yeah. And then we now move to the meat of my discussion for today, which is also the costing of the tour packages. So allow me to share the costing sheets, okay? Sample costing sheets. Okay. I'll teach you the different rules on how to do the computation. Okay. So I'll start with rule number one, which is the proration of tour vehicles per person. So um, the basic rule here is just we have to make sure that we divide or we prorate. When you say prorate, we divide the cost of the vehicle, okay, by the number of packs or the number of passengers, okay, or the number of persons. Okay. So in this case, if I have 20, okay, 20 packs, okay, I have four types of vehicles. Here we have a car, a van, a coaster, and a coach. What are the differences of these four? When we talk about cars, okay, we're not talking about sedan cars, okay? DOT only accredits MPVs and SUVs or a limousine, okay? Now in our case, the focus is more on the MPVs or the SUV, MPVs and SUVs. MPVs are multi-purpose vehicle. Yun yung mga medyo malalaki ng konti. SUVs are like Innova. Yan. Venture. MPV is an example na MPV. Ano ito ka na? Carnival. Kia Carnival. Yan, pwede. Okay? It can have a maximum capacity of four people. Okay? Dok, ang laki ng sasakyan para sa apat. I know. Pero hindi po natin siya pinupuno. Always take note that when you are operating a tourist vehicle, hindi mo pupunuin ng turista yan. Hindi po yan commuters vehicle. Okay? You always have a provision for their luggages. Okay? For their backpack, for their trolley. So, imagine mo kung halimbawa, sabi mo, kasya naman po, anim dyan, pito dyan. O sige, punuin natin yung pito. Saan mo ilalagay yung mga bags ng mga pasahero mo? Diba? It will be a hassle on their end. So, usually, ang structure natin, kung nasan yung pasahero, dapat nandun din yung luggage. Okay? So, sa van, usually 8. Yan. Coaster 20, coaches 40. These are the prices. So, if I have 20 people and I'll be using a coach, okay, at 50,000 pesos, the capacity is 40, meaning kasyang-kasya yung 20. Maluwag pa talaga. I will only be using one coach. So that would be 50,000 times one coach divided by 20. The cost per person here, if I'm going to use this vehicle, is at 2,500. Okay? So I'm going to use coaster, which fits us perfectly. Okay? The cost of one coaster is 30,000. So that will be 30,000 times 1 divided by 20. It's 1,500. Okay. Now, what if I use a car? If I'm going to use a car, obviously I'll be needing 5 cars because one car can be occupied by 4 people. So I have to multiply the 8,000 cost by 5 cars. Okay. And then divide it by 20. The rate would be at 2,000 pesos per person. And if I use a van, I have to use 3 vans, okay? Because the max cap is 8. So sa 20, the first 8, di ba? 8, 16, and then the other one is apat lang sila. So, first van, 8 tao. Second van, 8 tao. Pangatlong van, apat na tao lang. So in this case, I'm going to pay 15,000 pesos per van multiplied by 3. Okay? And then divided by 20, the rate is at 2,250 pesos per person. Okay? So the first rule here is that we just simply prorate the cost of the tour vehicles by the number of persons. The second rule is all about fixed and variable cost. Okay? In the perspective of the tour operator, not the perspective of the visitor. Okay? Kasi sabihin mo, ay, pag sa turista, baliktad lagi. Okay? Baliktad lagi yan. Ang fixed cost, okay, ito hindi nagbabago regardless kung dumami o kumonti yung turista mo. Okay? Example, tour guide's fee. Okay? Kung ako yung tour guide at ang talent fee ko ay 5,000 pesos per day, kasi hodang iisa lang yung itutur ko o 10 yung itutur ko, babayaran pa rin ako ng operator ko ng 5,000 pesos. Okay? Boat ride. Okay? Yung bangka, ang cost kunwari ng bangka ay 2,000. Okay? Kaya isa lang o dalawa lang yung pasahero o ipunuin man namin yung bangka ng 10 tao, ang babayaran pa rin po ay 2,000 pesos para sa bangka. Okay? And then, ganun din sa land transpo. Parang kanina, paghahati-hatian lang po siya. Okay? Ang variable cost, nagbabago siya depende sa number of packs. Example, airfare. Mas mura ang airfare kapag mas marami kayo kumpara sa isa lang. Okay? Pag ikaw lang nag-book, halimbawa, syempre wala kang special rates, wala kang group fares, so mas mababa yung rate mo. Pero kung halimbawa 20 kayo, pwede nang gumamit ng group fares, so mas mura na yung pamasahe. Accommodation, ganun din po. No? Mas maraming kwarto ang ibubook mo, mas mababang rates ang pwedeng ibigay sa'yo ng hotel. Okay? And also travel insurances. That's an example of that. Okay? Now, in terms of rule number 3, this is about the proration of the FOC or the free of charge and the tour guide's fee. Always take note, no? The standard ruling for FOC okay, or free of charge, yung libre sa tour. Doc, may libre sa tour? Yes, meron po. Okay? Pero mamaya papakita ko sa inyo kung paano nagmukhang libre pero hindi naman totoong libre. Okay? FOC rule, okay, is what we call as the 15 plus 1 max of 4. Okay? So meaning, for every 15 paying, yung pang 16 libre. Okay? Maximum of 4 na tao. So always, let's say if I have a group of 50 students, okay, I have a total of 50 paying students plus 3 free, let's say, faculty. Okay? Na pwede mo sumama sa tour ninyo. Di ba? Kaya nga usually pag nag-educational tour kayo, may kasama kayong faculty. Yung faculty, syempre, hindi naman yun sasama sa tour ninyo nang siya pa magbabayad ng tour niya. No? Ano yun? Di ba? Nakailang punta na yun doon. So, obviously, sagot yun po nung travel agency. Okay? So, that's what we call as FOC ruling. Okay? TG rules or the tour guide rule. For every one vehicle, there should be one tour guide. So, kung gagamit ka ng 5 bus, dapat meron ka rin kasamang 5 tour guide. Okay? That's the ruling here. So let's say I have this following cost. So the tour cost for the paying tax is 10,000. The FOC cost is 8,000 and the tour guide's rate is 2,000. I will be using 2 vehicles for 50 paying passengers. So I need 3 FOCs and 2 tour guides. So in order for us to compute this, we simply multiply first the tour cost for the paying passengers. So that's 10,000 times 50. It's 500,000. Your FOC cost, which is 8,000, multiplied by 3 FOCs, that's 24,000. And then the tour guide's rate, which is 2,000, multiplied by 2 tour guides, which is 4,000. Then we simply add the components, which is 500,000 plus 24,000 plus 4,000 is 528,000. Then simply divide 528,000 by 50 paying passengers. Yun, 50 lang yung magbabayad sa tour. So, 528,000 divided by 50 is 10,560. Okay? So, if we're going to look at this costing, okay, sorry po, ito na palitan. If we're going to look at this costing, ang cost lang talaga ng tour ng mga tao ay 10,000 pesos. Okay, kada uno. But since meron silang kasamang libre na 3 at 2 tour guide, nadagdagan technically ng 560 pesos per person. So yung 560 pesos per person na yun po yung perang naka-allocate ngayon para mabayaran yung cost nung libre at ng tour guide. So Doc, meron po bang libre talaga sa mundo? Wala. Okay? Because we are covering that cost of the FOC. At sino nagbabayad? Yung paying passengers. Okay? Now, saan ba nahugot tong FOC cost? Ito po siya sa rule number 4. Sa FOC po, na, ang charge lang po natin ay ang pagkain, ang entrance fee, non-land transportation, and also the airfare. Okay? The rest naman po talaga ay libre na. Let's say land transport, sasakyan. Dahil nga fixed cost siya, di ba? Pwede na natin i-share yung cost na yun ng libre. Sa lodging, libre rin po yung 2 twin rooms or 4 na kama. So technically, may libre talaga sa hotel. Okay? So in this case, ang kinocosting lang natin ay pagkain, entrance fee, non-land transportation, let's say boat ride, no? At saka airfare. So in this case, if this is the example, okay, we have the following rates. 2 FOC mo. So hindi nakasama sa costing ang hotel at yung coaster kasi land transport yun. So kung kukumpitin lang natin ay 3,000 plus 500 plus 300 plus 200 is 4,000. And then dalawa yung FOC, it becomes 8,000 pesos. Okay? So that's how we do or identify the FOC cost. So the FOC cost now will be borne out or will be divided across the different paying passengers. Paghahati-hatian siya. Okay? Kaya po, sabi ko nga kanina, wala nang libre sa mundo. Okay? Now, for the tour guide's cost naman, obviously, sa tour guide's cost, we include everything. Okay? We're talking of tour guide na kasama ninyo as escort, ha? Okay? So, meaning, pag escort kasi siya, all board and lodging kasama. So, kasama pati airfare, no? Pa, hotel room, okay? Hotel room niya, single room mo, single occupancy siya. Okay? Kaya may single supplement computation yan. Okay? Ano po yung single supplement computation? Yung single supplement po is we're adding a specific rate or a specific amount for the cost of a two-unit room, uh, uh, for the cost of one bedroom na kasya yung dalawang tao minus yung isang tao na value. So, kumbaga, technically, parang nalugi kasi yung kwarto dahil isa lang yung naka-check-in. So, dadagdagan natin ngayon ng presyo yun para hindi malugi yung hotel. Okay? Ang tawag natin doon ay single supplement. Okay? So, the formula for single supplement is that the single room rate plus half of the half-twin rate. Kalahati ng kalahati. Okay? So in this case, if the room rate is 3,000 for two, kalahati niyan is 1,500, yung kalahati pa ng 1,500. So 1,500 divided by 2 is 750. So the rate to apply is 2,750. So this is now your single room rate na supplemented. Okay? Then, we are going to add up. Ayan. So I have one tour guide kunwari. If I'm doing it with a tour escort, I have to pay or I have to include the cost of the airfare, the hotel, the boat ride, the coaster, the tour guide's meal, and the tour guide's fee. Hindi lang kasama dito yung regular meal at saka yung entrance fee. Bakit hindi kasama yung meals? Kasi po, meron po silang sariling tour guide meal allocation. Okay? But hindi po kasama yung hotel entrance, ay yung mga entrance fees po. Libre po talaga ang tour guide sa mga attractions. Okay? Pag DOT accredited ka. Okay? So in this case, add lang po natin is yung 3,000, yung 2,750, yung 200, yung 1,500, yung 2,000, at yung 300. So that gives us 9,750, and we divide it by the number of paying passengers. So if I have 30 packs, each of these 30 people has to pay 325 pesos in order for us to cover the cost of this tour escort. Now, if I'm going to do it with a local tour guide, mas mura siya. Bakit? Kasi taga doon na siya sa location. Hindi mo na kailangan pang isa kayo sa eroplano. Hindi mo na kailangang i-hotel yan kasi taga dun siya eh. No? So, ang babayaran mo lang talaga is itong boat ride, coaster, tour guide's fee at tour guide's meal. So, that's only 4,000. Divided by 30, it's only 133 pesos and 33 cents. Okay. Now, in this case, you would say, ay, maglo-local tour guide na lang ako. This is a good thing kung nagtitipid ka at gusto mong makamura at ma-maximize yung revenue ng inyong tawag dito, ng inyong tour. Pero take note, these are freelancers. Hindi mo kayang kontrolin kung anong sasabihin yan sa turista. Okay? So, you can actually tell them who your clients are, but you cannot give a
I'm
specific
sorry.
instruction. I'm sorry? Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, I will entertain questions at the end, no? Yeah. So, for tour guides fee, yan, pag local guide, mas nakakamura talaga tayo. Yun nga lang, hindi natin control yung kanilang narrative. So, whatever they're going to say, hindi natin alam kung, alam mo yun, especially if, halimbawa, baka mamaya, politically sensitive pala yung client mo. Tapos, ibang politiko yung sinusuportahan ng tour guide. Baka doon pa sila mag-away. May mga ganyan po na nangyayari po yung mga ganyang instances. So, ingat-ingat din po tayo. Okay? Pag dito naman, mas mapapamahal tayo. Although, since escort, tour escort natin siya, empleyado siya ng agency natin. So we can actually control kung ano lang yung pwede niya sabihin natin hindi. Yun nga lang, it comes with the price, obviously. Okay? Yeah. So rule number 6 is all about counting FOCs. Simple lang yan. If we have 15 paying packs, it's equivalent to one FOC, maximum of 4 people. So if I have 50 paying packs, obviously, I will be having 3 FOC. So that's a total of 50 plus 3 is 53. Okay. Now, if I have 60 packs, I have to identify um, 4 FOCs. However, the problem is there's a difference between paying packs and packs. When you say paying packs, we add up the FOC. If it's number of packs ang given, it means to say that the FOC will be taken out from this group. So sa 60, kasama na daw po yung FOC. So kung magtatanggal ako ng 4, lugi ako ng isa. Okay, bakit? Kasi magiging 56 plus 4. So obviously, papalitan ko siya, gagawin ko siyang 57 plus 3 para magbangga po siya sa 60. Okay? Yan. Daanan lang natin to. Let's just go directly to markup. Ito yung pinaka-essential. Okay? So, when we say we're marking up, okay, yeah, when we say wait lang. Are you done? Dun sa, sige pa. Okay, thank you. Okay. So, moving forward, we're talking about markups, no? Ito yung patong o yung tubo natin, no? Para kumita tayo dun sa ating, tawag dito, dun sa ating tour group, no? So, we divide it or we multiply it rather with our desired okay? So, yung kanina 9,000 mo, naging 10,000 na siya. Okay? Yeah. Sorry. Okay. And then, syempre, kung ikaw yung operator, hindi naman pwedeng ito yung pababayaran mo sa kliyente. Lugi ka niyan. Wala kang kita. No? So, para kumita ka, maglalagay ka ngayon ng markup. Okay? So, usually, pwede ka mag-markup, pwede mo laruin yan ng 15%, 20%, o kaya even 25%, no? Or kung gusto mo pang, kung maganda talaga yung suppliers mo, depende kasi yan sa kung gaano ka mura yung suppliers. Pag mura yung suppliers, pwede ka magtaas pa. Kaya mo nga itaas yan kahit 40% eh. O yung iba, 50%. No? Halos kalahati ng tour, kita lang nila. Okay? So let's say magpatong tayo ng 25%. So 10,350, ang 25% niya ay 2,500. So we just add these two components. Ngayon, ang pababayaran sa client ay 12,940. Magkano kita mo dito? Ang kita mo dito ay 2,585.23. Okay? Imagine this. Ito ay sa isang tao. Kita mo sa bawat tao. Meron kang 55 o 55 people na kasama sa tour. Okay? Paying lahat ito. So imagine 2,585.23 times 55, maliwanag na 142,187 pesos and 50 cents ang kikitain mo as the tour operator. Okay? Sa loob ng sabihin natin 4 days and 3 nights or 3 days and 2 nights. Sa loob ng isang buwan, mag-conduct ka ng 4 na tours, meron kang kalahating milyon. Maliwanag na kita. Okay? Ganun po kalaki ang kitaan sa travel agencies. Okay, sa tour operations actually. Okay? Um, it's just a matter of you knowing the right network of suppliers, getting the right type of clients, okay, who's willing to pay, and creating that experience na alam mong worthy of every cents na babayaran sa'yo. Okay? So imagine 12,900. Kanina 9,400 lang yan, Doc, diba? O ngayon 12,900 na siya. Ito ay hindi pa final price. Bakit? Siyempre, kailangan kumita rin ang gobyerno. Dapat may VAT, no? So pag may VAT, papasok ngayon si VAT divisor, which is 0.88. Or technically, the 12% VAT. Okay? So we just simply divide this figure by the VAT divisor. magiging 14,688 na siya. This one now includes your cost, your markup of 25%, and your VAT. And then sabi ko nga kanina, kapag merong mga nagre-refer, ganyan, may nagbibigay sa'yo ng kliyente, syempre, a way to reciprocate that is through commissions. And we usually include agents com. Okay? The agents com is part of the costing. It can either be 5% or 10%. Okay? So let's say 10% ang i-add up ko. So 10% of 14,600 is 1,468. No? Yan. We just add these two components together, 16,000 na po yung tour package. So, ang pangit naman kung ganito yung itsura ng package. So, gawin natin siyang 16,200 or 16,199 pesos. Okay? So, balikan nga natin anong original cost nito kanina? 9,400 pesos. But after all of the things that we have added up, it becomes 16,200. Although sa 16,200, kung may nag-refer sa'yo, pwede mong bigyan ng 10% commission. Bayad ka na rin sa VAT. Meron ka pang 25% na kita, okay, from the tours itself. So, yun yung components po. At bayad mo syempre lahat ng suppliers mo. Okay? That is how tour costing works. Okay? So, that concludes my discussion for today. I hope you've learned something about travel and tour operations and travel and tour supervisions rather. Okay? And if you have any questions, feel free to ask now. But kung medyo napagod kayo at information overload, feel free to send me a message. Nire-relay naman po sa amin ni Ma'am Susan pag may questions po kayo. At dahil po dyan, maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang turismo.
Okay, so thank you very much, Sir J.E. Alam mo, yung last part ng discussion yung lagi kong gusto dyan eh.
It's all about the
Pag-compute. Oh,
money.
diba? Yes. Oo. Kaya dapat po, mga future tourism professionals, ano? Mag-isip na kayo kung talagang anong gusto ninyo. You go on as an employee sa mga travel agencies or sa iba't ibang mga hotel or whatnot, or you wanted to be an employer. Yan. Pagka-employer kayo, yung pinakita ni Sir J.E. kanina ng mga computation, yan, pwede nyo po yan talagang ma-meet at po pwede nyo po yung mataasan pa. Depende yan sa inyong, sa inyong sipag, kung gaano kayo kadaming mag-promote ng inyong magiging business. I'm not only talking about the travel agency, pwede naman kahit ano sa inyo, basta nasa puso ninyo yung pagnenegosyo. Okay? So any question, clarification, concern regarding the discussion of Sir J.E.? Meron po ba tayong mga tanong? Tahimik silang lahat, nagugutom na yata. Okay. Well, anyway, after po nito, open na po ang ating online assessment para po sa travel and tourism supervision. And then our next online mentoring would be on September 15. So that would be this coming Monday. So magano na po tayo uli. Magkasabay na po uli ang CAHP and the CATP at magkakaroon na tayo ng breakout room para doon. Okay? So kung wala po tayong tanong, may we request everybody to please open up your comms so we can have the photo opportunity with our online mentor for tonight. Ayan.